What's up, guys? I'm bored on the exercise bike, so I thought I'd come in here live and answer some of your questions as best I can. I do think I need to include a disclaimer that I am not a doctor. Do I know more about certain topics than some doctors? I'm sure. But am I a medical professional? No. Do I have certifications and a degree? Yes, but still, I am not a doctor. So if you are in severe pain, do I always think surgery is the solution? No. That's something that someone asked me is, do I need to get surgery for shoulder pain or low back pain? You have to ask yourself, like, what's the extremity of the pain? Like, and how often are you feeling it, and when are you feeling it? Is it only during exercise? Is it all day long? Is it chronic pain? Literally everybody I know, age like 15 and up, has some kind of chronic pain of some kind, whether it's sciatica or low back pain or severe neck pain. Everyone I know has some kind of chronic issue in some way or another. So is it that we're all just unlucky? I don't think so. I think it's because all of us suffer from very similar movement dysfunctions. A lot of us are hunched forward on our phones. And I do want to clear something out about posture. One of my favorite YouTubers and athletes, Jeff Nippard, he talks about posture. And everyone's always like, shoulders back, neck back, do your face pulls, all this stuff all the time. I mean, sure, posture is really important, but also taking on different shapes is really important. And what the hell does that mean? Taking on different shapes as in, you should not be sitting up rigid at your desk, not touching your backrest all day long. Our body is meant to be mobile and moving. The issue is not that you have bad posture. The issue is you're not moving enough. Like, let's clear that up. The issue is not that you are too slouched, is that you're too slouched all the time. So what really practicing good posture means is not only learning how to roll your shoulders back or to do your face pulls or train the posterior chain more, it's also learning that you need to take on different shapes in the day. The real message behind posture videos that I think a lot of them are missing include more movement. That's why I always say get up every 30 minutes. I set timers on my phone when I'm sitting down for every 30 minutes to get my ass up and get that shit moving. I know that if you're working a more traditional like 9-to-5 desk job, you have many opportunities to get up during the day, whether it's go to the bathroom or have what do they call that? The break room chat by the water cooler. Like, get up, get moving, get your body in different shapes. Like, if you're sitting at home, working from home, or you're just sitting at home, period, take on different shapes. Put your butt on the floor. Sit on the floor with your feet in front of you. Sit on the floor with in the crisscross applesauce. Sit with your legs in a straddle. Like, sit with your upper body leaned, hinging from the hips. Like, lean back, sit against your chair, slouch, curl up in a ball. Like, you should be in different shapes because our body is meant to take on many shapes all the time. If you go back to like our very, very ancient ancestors, they were not only incredibly mobile, but incredibly efficient. And we can even look at animals now in the way that they move, like where our closest relative in the animal kingdom would be the ape, like the primates. So if you're looking at an ape, they walk, they slouch, just like we do. They lean back, they sit, they lay on their back, they lay on their sides. And they also move using their hands quite frequently, or their arms, whatever you want to call their hands. I'm going to say hands. And they actually like pick themselves up on their hands. Orangutans do it all the time. They are very mobile. They're climbing up trees. They're walking, they're sitting, they hinge forward to drink. Unlike us, who we have a water bottle we can drink, our ancient ancestors used to go in the traditional low squat kneeling, which looks like prayer pose, over water sources to drink. So is any posture the perfect posture? Hell no. Is there some posture that's better than your spine, like better in terms of alignment? Yes, but no one should be sitting rigid like this all the time. And I think it's really good to encourage good posture and good meaning like shoulders back, not the neck forward, train the posterior chain. All these things are very important because we typically ignore a posterior chain. But like everything, you got to think about context. When people are like, you have to have your toes pointed forward in a squat. Why? Like, you have to have your shoulders back and your neck back when you're standing and sitting for posture. Why? What is the losing connection? That includes agility. That includes mobility. That includes postures and shapes. So if you can't do a pistol shape where your feet are down, you're in the bottom of a squat, feet are together, you will lose that shape. Should everyone be able to do a pistol squat? Yeah. And even if you can only do like a half pistol squat, if you can squat 500 pounds on your back, but you can't do a goddamn pistol squat, you are useless. Your body's useless. If you can bench press 500 pounds, but you can't do a pull-up, you're useless. Like, yes, baby, you're great at your powerlifting sport or whatever you're training for, but what about real life? What about actual capabilities for the body in all planes of motion? The real true athlete is not only a lower body fat percentage or has defined muscles or a strong core, a strong usable core, a strong usable back. Why do we always talk about fitness in terms of aesthetics and numbers and RPE and all this stuff? What about functionality? And this whole idea of like functional fitness is almost kind of a joke in the fitness community now, because people are like, oh, did a sandbag get up functional fitness? Sure it is. Especially like tactical athletes, you got to think about context. And context for literally every human being is that you should be able to get up from a lying position, a sitting position without assistance from external forces. I'm talking about canes. I'm talking about having to like lurch forward and use momentum to get yourself up. I can get myself up. If you blindfolded me and held my hands behind my back, I would be able to get myself up 10 different ways. 10 different ways. I could hinge, I could roll onto my back and roll forward into my squat position and stand up. I could turn onto one leg and get into a lunge position and stand up. I could go from a kneeling up to standing. I could do a plyo surrender squat to standing. You should be able to steady yourself or be able to walk on an uneven surface without falling or twisting your ankle or spraining your ankle. I do care about my own aesthetics, yes. I do understand why we care about aesthetics. We're a pretty vain culture anyways, and I succumb to it too. And I do care about my, numbers for my bench press. I mean, looking at this chart right over here, I've got my numbers with, 3 sets of 5 at 80% of my 1 rep max, and then 3 sets of 1 at my 92, 95, 97.5 rep max, and all the things in there with the weights included for myself. Yeah, I care about that stuff. But I also care about that my knees hurt after some cardio sessions, and I wonder why, and it's because I'm compensating and I'm not moving in good patterns. I have issues a lot of the times when people have to get surgery. It's because they've been moving in the wrong pattern forever. How many people, you can probably name on both hands and both feet, how many people have thrown out their back or had a disc bulge or pulled a muscle or rolled their ankle or any of the following. I can name 10 people I know who've rolled their ankle in the past 30 days at my gym alone, right? Like, people are constantly injured, wrist injury, all this stuff. So, it's really the question of what am I willing to do for me to feel good and for my body to feel good? And we're not just talking about in the gym, I'm talking about in real life. How about the fact that people don't want to talk about that your bad movement patterns can affect you in 10 years, in 20 years? How about your bad movement patterns in the gym that you're putting, every day in the gym? Those bad movement patterns can greatly affect your ability to get in and out of your car and out of your bed, your digestive health, your sexual health. People, we all care about sex, right? So, your body is affected by the way that you move and what you put in it. So what I want to say is, you don't need to look at surgery as the first option the second you have pain, but that is an option sometimes and a necessity sometimes. And thank God that we have these technologies now to help us. So this is a really long rant, but it just had me fired up because I see so many people injured all the time because they're not doing the things to take care of their body properly. And we get there's all these emotional, psychological, mental factors, so many things come in that fitness is your escape. You have an exercise addiction. You have an eating disorder. We have so many mental things that affect so many of the decisions we make. I know that when I'm away from fitness, I feel like garbage. Those serotonin and dopamine levels are all fucked up in my brain. My hormones are messed up when I'm not working out. And I get pissed off when I'm cooped up in the house and I haven't done a workout. The second I drop down the floor and I do 3 sets of 25 push-ups, I do some handstand kick-ups. I do a quick HIIT workout. Maybe I do a little Pilates thing I saw online that I've saved in my Instagram saves. I go outside and go for a walk. The second my body has movement, the second I feel better. So our body craves movement. If you keep overexerting and pushing and hurting yourself, you will not be able to give your body what it desperately needs. You need movement. The body needs movement. The body is not meant to be sedentary. So all these sedentary jobs and constantly sitting in the same position, think about like a hairdresser, constantly in the same grip, in the same position, standing, hunching over. Their bodies are suffering, so you need to do stuff to compensate. But that doesn't mean, when it comes coming back to the beginning, that posture doesn't mean that you need to be doing 100 posture fixes a day. You need to consult an expert in the field and start dissecting your movement patterns, right? I have poor movement patterns in certain things I do, and I know that because I film a lot of my exercises and a lot of my workouts from different angles, front, side, back. I do assessments. I watch a ton of mobility videos. I have a ton of education on it. I do a ton of classes on it, and talk to a lot of professionals, physical therapists, sports physical therapists, coaches, people that and experts in sports medicine, doctors, doctors of physical therapy, people that really, and even surgeons, people that really care about your health, your wellness, your movement patterns, your ability to keep moving in the way that our body was meant to move. So please talk to me about your movement issues. We need to dissect it, like not just what you're doing in the gym, what you're doing in day-to-day life. You have to start becoming more aware. What you're unconsciously doing every time you take a step, you're turning your knee in because you have immobility in your hips. That's affecting your whole life, y'all. So take care of that. Fix your shit. Talk to somebody that can help you fix your shit because it's super freaking important. And I get so fired up about it because so many people are in chronic pain and they turn to ibuprofen or some drug or some nonsense, even like orthotics. Orthotics are not going to fix your feet issues. An orthotic is not going to fix your issue. There are certain people that need orthotics, I'm sure, but an orthotic is not going to fix your lack of an arch or your overarch. An orthotic is not going to fix your knee problem or your hip problem. It's going to be a crutch. So you're going to have to wear orthotics for the rest of your life. Having a cane is not going to help with your balance issues. It's only going to make you more reliant upon it. Why the fuck do I want to be reliant on a drug or some external object? What happens if the cane falls on the floor? You can't get up out of bed. You can get out of your chair. I will never, ever let myself become reliant on some external force for me to be able to get up and go pee or get up and get myself a snack. You know what I mean? We need to take care of our bodies for longevity's sake. I don't give a shit about your deadlift PR, guys. I don't care about how fast you can run a mile. That's great, and I'll help you get there, and I'll help you push towards your goal. But really what I care about is your life and your functionality. So take care of that stuff. Take care of your bodies. It is not about doing 100 burpees or 200 burpees or 3,000 burpees or how heavy you can bench press. I don't care. I care about how you can move. So remember that even as a personal trainer, as a group fitness instructor, as a coach, it is my job to push people. It is my job to help them get to their goals, whether it's weight loss or muscle gain or both or PRs in the gym. It is my job in that scenario to get you to that goal, but it's also my job to help you be a better mover, because at the end of the day, nobody's going to give a shit if you can deadlift 500 pounds when you fall at the grocery store and can't get up because you broke your back or you slipped a disc, right? So talk to your professionals, talk to your physical therapists, your chiropractors, talk to your sports massage therapist, talk to those important professionals, your personal trainers, your certified, exercise, a CES, corrective exercise specialist. Talk to those people and get the help that you need. Everyone has pain somewhere. Everyone has an issue somewhere. How can we correct it before it becomes chronic, or it's already chronic? How can we get rid of that? I want your body to feel good. So that's it. Posture videos are generally nonsense. I will share some things that are really helpful, though. Keep moving your body. Keep changing your shapes. Talk to me. Talk to your health professionals. And let's start living a more pain-free life. That's the real key. Pain-free life.